I thought every artist had a style. The problem is, after years of making art, I still don't know what mine is. So let's change that. I figured the best place to start was with complete chaos. No rules, no plan, just putting lines on paper and seeing where they take me. And honestly, there was something refreshing about not worrying whether something looked good or not. The more I added, the less I thought. The less I thought, the more fun it became. For a moment, I started wondering if creativity is supposed to feel more like playing than planning. The next style was collage art, and unlike doodling, this one wasn't about creating something from nothing. It was about taking existing pieces and giving them a new story. At first, everything felt random. Different colors, different images, different ideas. But slowly, they started fitting together. And it reminded me that maybe creativity isn't always about originality. This one felt completely outside my comfort zone because there wasn't really anything to draw. No character, no subject, no obvious direction, just shapes, textures, and shadows. But the longer I worked on it, the more I realized I was always trying to make my art say something. But maybe it doesn't always have to. Maybe sometimes something can just exist and still be beautiful. This style taught me patience because every single cut mattered. There was no rushing, no shortcuts, and no fixing mistakes afterwards. Everything had to be deliberate, which is funny because I usually do the exact opposite. I always want to move faster, finish faster, start the next project faster. But this one forced me to slow down. And honestly, I think I needed that. At first glance, textured art looked simple. But the more I worked on it, the more I realized that the beauty was in the details. Tiny shadows, tiny ridges, tiny imperfections, things you barely notice until you look closer. And I think that's true for a lot of things. The more attention you give to something, the more interesting it becomes. For watercolor, I decided to paint guts. And if I've ever seen Berserk, you probably understand why. He is a character that keeps moving forward, no matter how difficult things get. And watercolor felt strangely fitting, because it's impossible to control it completely. The paint moves where it wants. The colors blend in unexpected ways. And sometimes the best thing you can do is trust the process, which is something I'm still trying to learn myself. Halfway through this piece, I genuinely thought I had messed it up. Nothing made sense, just shapes, lines, and a lot of trust. But slowly, the chaos started turning into something recognizable. And by the end, what looked like random pieces had become one of my most favorite artworks in this video. This was probably the strangest style of this entire challenge, because if someone handed me a rope and a canvas, art would not be the first thing that came to mind. But slowly, the rope started creating movement, curves, texture, depth, and what seemed like an ordinary material suddenly became something elegant. It made me wonder how many possibilities we miss because we are too busy seeing things for what they are instead of what they could become. By this point, I was covered in paint, glue, dust, and probably every art supply imaginable. Soil pastels felt right at home. They are messy, unpredictable, and impossible to keep perfectly clean. But that's exactly what makes them fun. Not everything needs to be polished. Not everything needs to be perfect. Sometimes, the imperfections are the most interesting part. I saved gold foil for the last one, and the moment I started working with it, I understood why people love it. Because it changes constantly, moves the light little, and it becomes something completely different. It catches your attention without trying, and somehow it felt like the perfect ending. Not because it was the best artwork, but because it reminded me of this entire challenge. Perspective changes everything. So, did I find my art style? Honestly, not really, but I think I got a little closer. And maybe that's what art is all about: experimenting, exploring, and enjoying the process. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.